Thank you for joining us for the Broncos Live post-game show. I'm Phil Milani alongside Steve Atwater. The Broncos fall 30-6 against their AFC West division rivals, Kansas City Chiefs. Steve, this one did not go anything like anyone in Broncos country had hoped.
Yeah, man, it looks like the team from 3-4 weeks ago was showed up again. And, I'm not sure if the effort was always there or if it was just, we weren't making enough plays. We cannot put this kind of product on the field. It's not good for Broncos country. I know the guys got to feel bad about this one, and they're going to go back and look at this film, and they're going to regret.
Yeah, this was a tough game that started positively for the Broncos. Let's show you how things unfolded here on Thursday Night Football as the Broncos, on their opening drive, took it 75 yards. Royce Freeman punches it in for his first touchdown of the season. The Broncos failed on the two-point conversion, though, so they were only up 6-0. The story of this game, though, Patrick Mahomes exited with a knee injury on a quarterback sneak. He came into the game with a bum ankle, but this was reportedly a dislocated kneecap. That took the wind out of the sails for the Chiefs, but it didn't really matter. In the second quarter, the Broncos were down 7. Joe Flacco hit and fumbles the ball. Reggie Ragland scoops and scores, and the Broncos trailed 20-6 at halftime. In the fourth quarter, the Broncos were trying to get anything going, but Flacco sacked again. He was sacked 8 times. That's a career high in the Broncos fall, 30-6. Steve, 8 times Flacco was sacked. That's a career high for him. What was going on with that offensive line?
That was an extremely high number of sacks for any quarterback. Now, I know early on in the first half, they did a lot of blitzing, and they were able to get home to Joe Flacco. But in addition to him getting sacked, the thing that's worrisome is that he put the ball on the ground a few times. And, of course, one of the touchdowns was caused by a sack fumble, picked it up, ran in for a touchdown. So we can't have those types of plays by Joe Flacco. He knows how important it is to protect the football. And again, I know he feels bad. We don't need to pile on him. But, it's got to be better play all the way around. And we got to make some adjustments. I mean, if guys are blitzing us the way that they blitzed us today, we got to make some adjustments. Either have more guys in to block them or, know the progression that you're going to go through and getting guys open on those routes. But we can't come out and play these types of games against a defense who was not supposed to be that good going into the game.
Yeah, we thought coming in that the Broncos would be able to run the ball against the Chiefs. They were not able to really do that tonight. Finished with 71 yards rushing on the ground. You got to credit that Chiefs defense, though, because it was a long night for Flacco. He didn't have any time to go anywhere with the ball.
No, I agree. And you got to give our hats off to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the coach Andy Reid said before the game that he's not really worried about the last couple of games they didn't play well. He kind of referenced us in how we had given up 269 yards rushing to Jacksonville. We're able to come back and turn that around the following 2 weeks. So they did that. They're on the way back to, being a respectable defense by this performance tonight.
The other thing for the Chiefs was they were playing on a short field for most of the night. The special teams had some struggles. They gave up a big punt return early on. Then they tried to fake a punt that did not go well. And then even Brandon McManus missed a field goal before halftime.
Yeah, special teams, that's an area that a lot of teams have problems with. And, players on the team, especially guys who don't necessarily play special teams, but they say they're starters, they get really disappointed when special teams don't go out and do their part. We got to get better in that area. We've been saying that week after week. Last week, I thought we went out and did a good job. Deontay Smith had a nice return last week, but this week, kind of back in the hole. And I'm not sure with that fake punt if that was just poor play design, but it looked like, Kobe Watman rolled out. He didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. You got to have somebody out there in a route that he can get the ball to because he's not going to win that against 2 defensive backs.
The Broncos started with that opening drive. It seemed like momentum was going well, but they didn't get that 2-point conversion. Then those things we just mentioned happened, and it sort of made the game have a weird feel to start, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. And I understand Coach Fangio's thinking in going for 2 once you only got 1 yard to go. You want to get some more momentum, get a little bit of momentum, and have your guys believing. But, man, when you don't make that, I think that kind of takes a little bit of the wind out of the sail as well.
And we talked about the Broncos offense needing to stay on the field in this game, keep that Chiefs offense on the sideline. Well, the Chiefs won the time of possession, and the Broncos were 1 of 13 on third down.
Yeah, that's definitely not good enough. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs, I think they were 5 of 15 or something like that, almost 30% on their third down conversions. We got to do a better job all the way around. But the only thing you can say, Phil, we got to go back to the drawing board. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, I don't know if we're at a point where we can make any real wholesale changes. We're not going to change up the offense or change up the defense, but we have to come out and play better football than we played tonight.
The Broncos fall to the Kansas City Chiefs 30-6. They fall to 2-5 on the season. Had a chance to get to 3-4 and be just a game behind the Chiefs. Instead, it goes the other way. Now they have a long weekend before they head to Indianapolis to face the Colts. How do you take advantage of this 10-day stretch? I know you mentioned you don't change the whole offense or anything like that, but what can you do, Steve?
Well, we're back to the same things we did after we lost the 4 games. Go back, look at the film, see all the things you did wrong, try and correct them. I think another thing with us playing on the short week and us having a new offense and a new defense, you know, it's a little bit more difficult on guys than it is a team who's had their system for 3 or 4 years and guys know all the adjustments to make. They don't have to make a bunch of wholesale adjustments from week to week. So I think that may have played a part in it. It's us having a new offense in the shorter week may have helped impact how poorly we played today.
So a tough game for the Broncos. Also, despite the win, the Chiefs must be worried about their starting quarterback, reigning NFL MVP Patrick Mahomes. So a tough night all around here at Empower Field at Mile High. We're going to wrap things up. Head coach Vic Fangio will be at the podium shortly. We hope to bring that to you live in a little bit. But until then, we're going to wrap things up. For Steve Atwater, I'm Phil Milani.